be.
Hey, hello everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I gave a speech at in Hawaii. And it was very interesting. I got a lot of good feedback. Now this is going to be a shortened version of what I talked about. But I'm going to talk a little bit about right mind, left mind, or no mind. Or better yet, right brain, left brain, no brain. Can you relate? Which one are you? Left brain, right brain, or no brain? Or like my brother, whose name is Brian, they mix up Brian, they put brain every now and then. He thinks he's always the brain. So we got to be a little bit careful about what we're talking about. Now, those of us in our right brain are usually a little more creative. We're a little more creative, maybe a little more humorous. We have lighter situations and talented, of course, but we're more like that. Now, those of us in our left brain are usually better at math and logic and facts. I don't know if you can understand facts or not. So slightly different. Yeah, we still need each other. And why I bring up no brain, well, let me talk to you a little bit about. As we grow up, usually when we're 3 or 4 years old, we're rolling around in the ground, getting dirty, probably eating mud or crayons or something, but enjoying life just the same. But somewhere down the line, especially as a teenager, even a young adult, where an adult, a parent, someone may look at us, a teacher may say, wow, you're good at drawing. You would be a great artist. Or, wow, you have some great musical ability. Now, artist and musical ability is in your right brain, and that's great and awesome. You may have that talent, you may not. But here's the problem. Someone said that you or I had potential. You had potential to be that musician or that great artist. And what do most of us do? We spend a good part of our adult life developing that potential. Don't get me wrong, you may end up being the greatest musician or the greatest artist of all time, and fantastic and good for you. But what if you were thinking more engineering type, technical, maybe network marketing or networks with computers or more logic, or maybe want to be a politician? But someone told you you need to use that creative side and develop the creative skills, even though you want to be somewhere else. Or quite frankly, you probably don't know where you want to be because someone told you you had potential to be great in some areas that maybe you do not agree with. Maybe they don't work for you. And like I said, if they do work for you, good on you. When we get into that potential, you could do this, we expect greater things of you. Have you ever heard that from a teacher or someone? We expect better from you. We know you have it in you. And those are good. Those are words of encouragement, designed and created, and usually done in love or respect of some sort or another to help us achieve our goals. Now, I remember, even though I'm retired Air Force, there's that great Army attaché. Be all that you can be. So nothing says you can't be an engineer, you can't be a mathematician, you can't be a musician, you can't be an artist. Sure you can. You can do all those things. In fact, I have degrees in psychology, business management, aviation, even space operations. I guess I'm not very creative, but I have those. But I've also developed a creativity by starting my own business and companies and working with veterans and so many other things over the years. But it took me a long time. I had to retire from the Air Force before I can fully develop and find out what I was about. Do you really know who you are? A lot of us are, or we think we are, what someone else says about us, what someone else brags about on us, or could be just the opposite, not bragging, but putting you down. Now, I have a friend of mine many years ago. She used to kind of put me down in kind of a jokingly manner. I don't even remember how it was. Like, oh, well, you can't do that right. You're always dressing sloppy, or well, whatever it was. I took it lighthearted. I know she didn't mean it. But someone else came to me and says, why do you let her talk to you that way? And I started to ponder, started to think about, like, well, it doesn't bother me. I guess sometimes it kind of got under my skin. I just let it go. I'm kind of easygoing, and I know how to let things go. But it's brought to my attention that it just doesn't look good, or maybe I'm being, I don't know, put down in front of others. It's just not a good experience, and I'm letting it happen. So I went and approached this person. And we're still friends today. Please don't get me wrong. But I asked her, said, why do you continuously put me down? Why do you continuously, I don't know, put jabs at me or make fun of me? And you know what she said? She said, because you let me do it. Because you haven't stopped me. Because you're open. And you just, quite frankly, let me do it. So I'm going to continuously do it until you tell me to stop. Wow. That was a wake-up call. That was a rude awakening. That really got me thinking. And it's the same as I'm talking about right mind, or right brain, left brain, or no brain, is we're often stuck in a box, a little circle of our life, because someone put us there and we just became accustomed to it. Right or wrong, we became accustomed to what was expected of us, whether we agreed with it or not. Okay, now I mentioned the no brain. Now let's just touch briefly on the no brain. See, when we're in our creative mode, we are continuously fighting and challenging ourselves to become better. And when we're with someone else in the creative mode, and that could be music, whatever it is, then we kind of develop a friendly competition. But competition, friendly or not, can cause stress on our lives. Do you ever feel stressed out because you're trying to do better than you did before? I don't care if it's a homework math test or something, but they're continuously not necessarily striving, but being told you have to be better. Have to be a better driver than last time. You have to be able to play chess faster and win more games. You have to be a better wrestler and always win. And trust me, winning does feel good. But what happens when you lose? Do you understand? It's stress if you win or lose. Do you understand? It's hard. Love is hard. Hate is hard. Being fat is hard. Being in shape is hard. We have to choose our hards. Whatever it is, we have to choose it. Life is not meant to be easy. We have to have a little bit of challenges so we can become better and we can really make a difference. And as you and I are striving to become better and making a little difference, hopefully we're encouraging others to do the same. With that being said, the stress that can be caused, whether you're trying to be an artist or you're trying to continuously look for the facts so you seem to know what you're talking about, or even become a better speaker, and those stressors, I want to tell you, take a time out and maybe don't use your brain for the day. I understand you have to. If you have to eat, have to wake up, brush your teeth, shower, all of those things. But what about taking 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day and kind of meditating and let things just roll one way or the other? Regardless, even if you are the first chair in a band playing the French horn like I used to, and this day you don't care if somebody beats you, just take it by stride. Can you understand the less stress Now, I understand if you're going for a scholarship, you always have to be number one and show the best you have all given times to get the scholarship, to get the monies, to get the opportunities. Totally get that. But there's a time where it just doesn't matter. Do I always have to be number one all the time? Sure, it feels good, but sometimes you lose friends. Sometimes you lose time for sure because you're continuously working on your craft. And sometimes you're just so stressed out that you cannot enjoy the simple things of life, of going to the movies, of watching sports in person, of going to your local pub and just socializing with some of your community members. Do you see, when we are stuck in a box, and sometimes we put ourselves in that box because that's what we feel is expected of us, it often limits our real capabilities in life. Understand, we all have to make a living. We need to learn a skill, hopefully something that you enjoy. They say if you're doing something you enjoy, you never will have to work a day in your life because you'll always make a decent living if you strive to be the best at what you enjoy. However that goes, you know what that means. So we got to have to think about it. We in our left brain, we in our right brain. Are we having no brain today? Our left mind, right mind, no mind? And that makes a lot of sense too. When we mind our own business, provided there's not something illegal going on that's going to hurt us or our families or our communities, that can cause a little less stress in our lives too. We can meditate. We can focus on who and what's really important in our lives. Continuously strive on finding things that challenge you, of course, to be better. Not challenge you so much where you get stressed out. A little stress is okay because it helps us to give us that little oomph, a little bit of encouragement to be better. But if we're continuously adding stress to our life, undue stress, you know how that feels, a little wrench gut in your stomach, maybe headaches or migraines or anxiety any given time, day or night. So I challenge you to think about it. Left mind, right mind, no mind. Can you meditate your way in there where you can have a little bit less stress, a little more fun, and a little more purpose in your life? Here's guys, gals, girls. Do what you need to do. Make it a life worth living for. One that you enjoy. One that people around you can see like, wow, I want to be like him. Wow, she impresses me. Yeah, you and I really can lead with a smile. When we wake up, the same smile we go to bed with. Go out there. Left brain, right brain, no brain. Doesn't really matter. Have fun now. Bye.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York. So his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provides.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Hello everyone, you're in the office with Joseph. Hello everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Joe Skoda in the flesh. Actually, my office, as you can see today, is the inside of my car. It's a great car. I haven't done one of these in a while. But I have a message I just kind of want to get across, and no better time like the present. How many of us procrastinate? We have a good idea, a thought, someone gave us something we could use, and we, oh, I'll remember it, I'll talk about it later, and sometimes we don't. We fail to write it down, and let's get real. There's distractions around us all the time, and at least for me, I constantly forget things. And sometimes when I constantly forget things, like forgetting to forgive someone, or worse yet, forgetting that I wronged someone. And either way, that could cause some bitterness in our lives. You know, we always say you want to get bitter or do you want to get better? And sometimes to get better, in my mind, you have to have a little bit of that bitterness so you have something to overcome. Because if we don't have something to overcome, something to look forward to, some realization that we could make a wrong right again, then, you know, is it really worth it? So I'm getting better and better every day. I believe in that. Get better and better every day. But better and better than what? Better and better than who? Better and better than your last, I don't know, cup of coffee? Whatever it is. I just want to talk to you a little bit about, sometimes we are bitter and angry at the world and we don't know how to overcome it. Now, they keep saying we wake up each and every day, it's a new day of opportunity, a new day of doing the right thing, a new day to give forgiveness and ask forgiveness from others also. But what happens if you start the day off wrong? What happens if you made your partner angry in the morning and you didn't quite overcome it, not just at noon, but early afternoon, late afternoon, and you still haven't fixed the issue ahead of you? Quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking for some input here, some advice, how we can turn a bad start to a day right. What can we do to enjoy the rest of the day? Even if it's only 2 or 3 hours left. What can we do to have smiles on our faces when we go to bed? Now, sure, we cannot live in the past. They talk about all the time. It's good to reminisce maybe about your first love, reminisce your first car, your first job, or whatever, that first paycheck you received. What about the first vacation you've taken? And those are great. Sometimes your first vacation isn't great. Maybe at that moment it was, but later on, hopefully you've had better vacations. But sometimes if you spend too much time in the past and not realizing, well, they keep saying there are better days ahead, better things ahead of us, but we get stuck and we never realize those better days because we hold on to the past too long. because we hold on to that anger, that bitterness, that sadness for just a little too long. So really, for us to move ahead and have better days ahead of us, we need to find out what's holding us back. And maybe our brains are too full with something, and we need to let go of one thing or another to make room for something good. Now, sure, you remember your firstborn or second, all your children, and those are good memories. Of course, until they become teenagers, then we're often full of disappointments, just like you and I did with our own parents, with our own siblings, our own aunts and uncles. Do you realize there's a purpose for you and I on this earth, on this planet Earth that we have as a home? We don't always know that full purpose or even come to realize our full potential of everything that we can and are able to do. But we have to realize that there is a purpose. And our purpose is not to make people angry. Our purpose is not to give someone a hard time or cause havoc in lives of others. Our purpose is to do good. You think our purpose is to come on earth and steal from someone else? Lie, cheat? I don't think so. I don't think that was God's purpose at all. Now, sure, there are liars, there's cheaters, there's thieves everywhere. And we've all, I'm not going to speak for you, but you know if you've lied, even if it's a white lie or not, or if you stole a pen or pencil from work or whatever it is, someone's lunch. We know who we are. We're imperfect people. We're all trying to do our best, but sometimes our best isn't good enough because we fall short of giving it our all. We let that bitterness of this morning or last night get in the way of us reaching the best of us right now. Understand the best of us right now is more important than the best of us an hour ago. It's how are we overcoming the mistakes we made an hour ago, and how are we persevering and making it a great day after all. You realize I probably didn't spend or pay a lot of attention to, not necessarily how I treated people, but never realized that people are watching. You know, we all try to have this integrity, respect, service, excellence in our life, but people are watching. And we need to stop, myself included, we need to stop. Just give a lip service to, you know, the golden rule, do unto others how you want them to do unto you, and doing what's right always, and even when no one's looking. Yeah, those are important words, and they should be part of our life. But realize if we do good, if we do bad, if we do ugly, someone's usually watching us. It could be our temper, our temperament, our mood swings, how we're acting at the moment. Maybe we're constantly losing focus on our plans or our goals for the day, for the year. I understand very much. But I want to know a little bit about when something you, when you're not best, how do we fix that? Especially the loved ones, especially with some children or neighbors. Because we'll talk about, you know, do what's right, don't speed. I always see that. Oh, you know, drive like your kids live in this neighborhood. And I see that, and I'll see people, once they're out of the neighborhood, boom, they're speeding in someone else's neighborhood. I see it all the time. Government vehicles supposed to be up and hold, or remember that bumper sticker on a lot of trucks or vehicles, safety is my #1 goal. And then they're out hauling ass down the road, not using a turn signal, maybe not even the headlights, when it's cloudy, when it's overcast, when it's raining. You understand, every other day it's overcast, raining, dark in some cases of our life. And we have to shine. That's where we have to shine our brightest. That's where we're looking at the most is in times of chaos or challenges. When life is always great, sure, we're normally doing good and great, and people love us. What about those times when we're not doing good and great? What about those times when we're caught off guard or the unexpected happens and we just don't know what to do, what to say, who to talk to? You know, we talked a little bit about today is becoming better and not bitter. And how do we overcome those challenges, especially when we did something wrong or said something? May not have been wrong, but the one we were talking to perceived it as such. I don't know the answers. I don't. And we need to continuously try and not give up. I've been known to give up. I've given up a lot of my life, but I've also persevered in other areas and became quite successful. So how do we become successful in some areas and in others? Do we pick and choose what's important? Can we be good all the time? You know, I don't believe, well, I'm not saying any of us are bad, but I don't believe we can always do what's right all the time, or probably because we oversee it, not paying attention, get distracted, other priorities in our life. So it's so important to pay attention to what our priorities are in life and ensure that we can overcome and make things harmoniously work together. Sure, I make people upset and angry. I don't mean to usually. I've been known to raise my voice. That's a fact. And I need to take all that under control. And someone with me needs to be pretty strong because I can be a challenging person. I am lovable. I do care. I know I have a purpose in life and I am going places. But I often have things that slow me down or challenges and obstacles. And sometimes I don't know the best way to get through them. So I, like so many others, lash out, then beat ourselves up, and then we're apologizing over and over again. Instead of taking each and every moment just to be better us's. Better us's. Yeah, better us's. And do our best to forgive those wrong and constantly have forgiveness for who we've wronged. Today, a good day, despite how you woke up, despite how it started off. Maybe you didn't have your third cup of coffee like you're used to. Trust me, I haven't had no coffee today, and maybe that's why it didn't start off so well. Regardless of what it is, you and I need to stop making excuses and just realize, yeah, that's a knucklehead. I apologize. I'll try to do better next time or from now on. Because once we can acknowledge that we're knuckleheads, that we're not perfect, that we often make mistakes, it does not give us an excuse to continuously make the same mistakes. But it lets us know, and the people around us know that, yeah, maybe I was wrong. I need to be careful with that. So go out there. You know, this is in the office. Go out there, enjoy social media, but realize a lot of people are fighting you behind their computers or even their phones on the toilet. So try not to take anything too personally. We're all doing the best that we can despite our circumstances. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Give me some of your feedback. Let me know some of your comments and suggestions. Bye now.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us?
If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.